Yeah. I gave it to him and then I took it away.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Just so you're aware, we usually teach this class online, so I brought a glass of white wine for Andrea, and I'm gonna just swig from the bottle because it's one thing to teach this. It's one thing to teach this from Andrea or my bed. It's another, and with the computer blocking us, but we're live with y'all.
Is that why I was feeling anxious this afternoon?
So cheers to a Lucy class in person. It's been a while. We both would have had glasses, but I cracked it on the way in. So
that is hilarious. I had no idea that was happening.
I'm standing right in the middle of this, so I can't see you all, which is also okay. Prepare for nervous giggles. Prepare for some discomfort. I know we have people in this room who are at different stages and ages in their life, and we're going to try to cover as much as we can of this. I remember, I just want to be transparent here, I remember when I first taught the Lucy Libido class, I was single, and I thought, God, I have nothing to give to this and nothing to receive from this, and yet you turn on some good tunes and you just find yourself in the mood. Anyway, so wherever you are in your ages and stages and kind of life circumstances and seasons, this information is to help empower you with natural, healthy options for improving your sensuality as a woman, maybe the beauty from the inside out part, maybe your manliness as a man in this room. We only have a couple of you. And perhaps it's also just intended to be great information that you can pass along to family and friends in your life as a way that they can have access to these hormone balancing oils without the toxic kind of overflow that we get from some of the over-the-counter products that you see advertised. I'm Angela Lehman. I'm going to run PowerPoint for the first little bit, and this is my sister-in-law, Andrea. I'll let her introduce herself. We are live streaming audience, so hi, Lifestyle Group.
Hello, LWN Lifestyle.
Jerry's taking care of that in the back, and so don't go on it. And also just keep background noise down, because these microphones are really hot, and they'll pick up on all the things. After we're finished presenting this information, we're going to hit a pause and transfer how we're recording the information so that we can get it to you for your use later. And tell you more about the promotions that Young Living is offering this year. And we have two guest presenters for that, Denise Reynolds and Nan Gillespie. So, without further ado, Andrea, I'm going to turn it over.
Awesome. And I want to say really quickly for those of you watching and who weren't able to make it tonight, if you are local, we are starting to do in-person classes again. You'll get more than just the 20-minute segment if you come in person. We do a little DIY with it. There's time for testimonials and things like that. So we'd love to see you next week. Not next week. We won't be here next week. Next month, March 7th, for our spring cleaning hacks. And then April, the first Tuesday in April, whatever that date is. Fourth. Is it the 4th? For emotions and oils class. So we're super excited to just be back in person for those that can make it. All right, so here we go. Literally the first time that we have done this in person here at Rio. So let's just dive right in, okay? Because I want to talk to you, first of all, can I close the door?
Yeah.
That might help me. Yeah, thank you. We're going to close the door. All right, so first I want to talk.
If you can stand here, it'll still catch you.
Will it? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to be
yes,
here.
That's better.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. About the health benefits of orgasms for women. Can we start there? All right. I mean, we are a wellness group, and so I want to tell you the benefits and why we should start using oils to help us with that. Okay. So first, helps to lower cortisol. And cortisol is like that aging hormone, right? So we all want our cortisol to come down. Helps with immune function. And I even saw some studies that people who have been diagnosed with autoimmune conditions, they have improvements. The more orgasms they have, okay? Third, it supports circulation around the entire body, all right? Not just in certain areas, entire body. Promotes a better menstrual cycle and a more regular menstrual cycle for women who are still in their menstruating years. Reduces anxiety. Heightens DHEA production. This is the hormone of longevity. So our DHEA starts to decline in our 20s. This is one way to up it. Healthier skin because of the anti-aging chemicals that are released. Can provide migraine relief and can promote better sleep. Now, we're not supposed to make any of those claims about the oils, but we can make them about orgasms. So there you go. All right. So,
Well
how can our oils help you get in the mood and make things better in the bedroom? We are about to tell you. But first, we're going to talk about the ways that you can use them. How many of you are like new to oils in here? I think most faces I kind of recognize. Do we have people that are completely new? Okay. So there's 3 ways that you can use essential oils. You can apply them topically. You want to be careful if you're applying topically, just to check your skin sensitivity. I have 2 kids. My son, we've always been able to put almost every oil on him straight without any dilution, and he's fine. He doesn't feel itchy. He doesn't feel burny. He's fine. My daughter, we have to dilute a lot of them because her skin is just more sensitive. So as you're starting to use oils, use a carrier like coconut or olive or avocado, any good quality cooking oil, to dilute that oil a little bit until you see what your skin sensitivity is. And I want to give the caution that if you are using these oils in sensitive areas like we may be talking about tonight, you're definitely going to want to dilute, especially any oils that are hot. Okay.
I'm just saying. We got a demonstration.
And there you go. So diffusing essential oils is a really great way to help you get in the mood. Because when we breathe those essential oils in, they go straight to the amygdala of the brain, which is where like the sex drive stuff is. It's in the amygdala, in the center of the limbic lobe of the brain. So diffusing is one good way to get yourself ready for the big to-do. All right, let's see here. Real quick note on Seed to Seal. If you are new to essential oils, you've probably seen them in grocery stores. Maybe you've seen them in gas stations or at Hobby Lobby, or they're everywhere now. I always say, and it's kind of silly comparison, but I think it gets the point across. How many of you guys have ever had Velveeta cheese before? Okay, it's really popular in the 80s, right? Velveeta cheese. How many of you guys have had like a fine European cheese? Is there a difference between the two? Are they both called cheese? Yes, they are very different products. So when we're talking about using oils for health benefits, we are talking about using Young Living essential oils. They are the world leader in therapeutic oils, oils that are going to do what they're supposed to do, not just have a certain scent. There's very little regulation of essential oils, and so you don't know what you're getting in a bottle unless you know the growers, unless you know the company and their practices. And so we love the integrity and the purpose that comes with Young Living oils. Just a few notes on their farms. That has to do with Seed to Seal, okay? They have their own farms, they have partner farms, they have suppliers. All of those have to adhere to the strict guidelines that Young Living puts in place. They use the strongest seed from thriving plants to create their oils. They hand weed so that there's no chemicals or anything like that used. They harvest at peak time, which is really important to get the right yield and the right constituents and everything. They distill on site with no chemicals, and they test every batch of oils at least 3 different times. So what you are getting is a pure oil, an oil that's going to do what it's supposed to do, and you can rest in that when you're getting Young Living oils, you're getting high quality essential oils. All right, so let's start by talking about hormones, because happy hormones can equal happy sex life. If your hormones are all off, chances are your libido is going to be off, you're going to be grouchy, you're going to be stressed, and you're not going to want to do the deed when you're feeling that way. So let's talk about 2 oils that you can use to support, actually a few that you can use to support hormone health. I want to start with Progessence Plus. Progessence Plus is a progesterone oil. It smells really good. I'm going to pass it around so y'all can smell it. If you're a lady, you can take a drop if you want. There's no reason you can't take progesterone. It is the happy hormone, the feel-good hormone. This is naturally derived from yams progesterone. It is not a synthetic progesterone, so you don't need to be concerned about that. But one of the things that progesterone can help with is libido, okay? So you can use this throughout the month. I personally put it under my tongue since that is a surface, okay? It says for topical use. I like the absorption that I get putting it under my tongue. If you put it on your skin, it's still gonna absorb into your skin. I just think that's a quicker route. You can put it on your neck, you can put it on your wrists. It smells really nice, kind of a light scent. So that's Progessence Plus. We move on to the next slide. There's a few that we'll talk about. Okay, so the picture that you see here is of Lady Scleral, Dragon Time, Sclerescence, and Endoflex. I'm going to talk really quickly about Lady Scleral and Sclerescence. These are two estrogen-supporting hormones. So those are, when we think about sex hormones, those are the two big ones, right? Progesterone, estrogen. You want both of them to be balanced, okay? So one of the things to know about essential oils is that, for example, if you have low estrogen and you apply these, it's not going to raise your estrogen too much. These are balancing. So if your estrogen is already high, it's not gonna make it way higher where it's off the charts. They're balancing. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not like taking a pill, right? It's gonna go in and do what it's supposed to do whether or not you need it. It's just gonna help to balance your system. Both of them smell nice. The Lady Scleral, I think, is more floral. And then the Sclerescence, to me, is a little bit more earthy. So you can kind of just decide based off of what you like, which one you want to use. All right, the next two. Dragon Time, as the name suggests, is for that time of the month when you're just feeling a little bit grumpy, a little bit moody. And this just helps to calm and to balance. That's one that if I'm feeling really irritable, I like to just stick it under my nose and just breathe really deeply, and it has a super calming effect. All right, the next one is Endoflex. Endoflex is for thyroid support. Well, it's for a lot of things, but for the context of our class, thyroid support and adrenal support. Okay, remember we were talking about cortisol earlier. Cortisol has a negative impact on the adrenals, can really stress the adrenals if your cortisol is too high for a long time, if you're in fight or flight. Endoflex is one that can help to balance that and help to bring cortisol back into alignment. So when we think about, okay, women, think about how you, for the most part, I know there's always outliers, okay, but for the most part, women need time to get in the mood, okay? They need to be stress-free. They have 1,000 things on their minds, 1,000 tasks that they need to accomplish, and so it's hard to get in the mood like that, right? For most women. So by supporting the hormones, okay, and we're going to talk about a few other oils that will help to bring stress levels down, that will help to increase mood. These are ones you can be using as you are preparing for sex. All right. There we go. You like that? I was trying to think of what have I not said yet?
The event.
All right. Whew. Is it hot in here? It feels very hot in here. All right. So ylang. So it's very floral. Rumor has it, where this grows in Ecuador at our farm in Ecuador, rumor has it that you will find couples in the groves, the ylang groves, making out in the middle of the night because it's the sensual smell of ylang all around them. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the rumor at the farm. So ylang, super floral, super relaxing, calming. It's a really good one for heart support, honestly, but it helps to bring that heart rate down and to calm it. So if you're running high, it's been a busy day, you're stressed, ylang may be the one to go to. Okay, sorry. If you're just needing a little boost of confidence, right? Maybe you haven't been feeling super confident and you need to feel that to get in the mood. Not this one. Valor is one to try. There's lots of other great uses for Valor, but for tonight, we're just going to talk about using it for the bedroom. So to help promote feelings of courage and confidence. Clary Sage. This is another really good one for cortisol support, helping to support healthy cortisol levels. And it's very earthy, very, very earthy. I did not used to like the scent of this one, but it has really, really grown on me, and it's super grounding. So if you're someone that runs with like high feelings of occasional anxiousness, this is a good one just to help you feel grounded. I know. Goodness. I'm trying to figure out why we're getting back into in-person classes, why we chose for like this to be one of our first ones. I guess it's just where the month fell, right? All right, here we go. Joy. So joy oil, once again, when we first started using oils 16 years ago, I could barely smell joy oil because it was so floral. So here's my recommendation to you, especially if you're new to oils, and some of these scents are not like the normal like Bath and Body Works scents you're used to smelling. Just start slow. Maybe put a drop on your ankles, right? If we talk about VitaFlex points, for female, a good place for reproductive system is the outside of the right ankle. And for men, it's the outside of the left ankle. So any of these hormone-supporting oils, you can apply to the VitaFlex points that are on the outside of the ankle for good support. But anyway, joy. You feeling crabby? Throw a little joy on. All right? It's going to help get you in the
Has that
mood.
ever been recommended to you, Andrea?
So only a couple of times. And then said person learned very quickly not to recommend joy to me anymore.
That might have been my brother. Just
Yeah. Yes, during that time of month, he would say, have you put any joy on recently? All right. Okay, moving on. Sensation. And this is one that you might get to, not use tonight, but you might get to make a little DIY with this oil tonight. We'll talk about that afterwards. But Sensation is a blend that is supposed to promote feelings of love. It smells really good. I love Sensation. All right. I forgot to bring cypress. You guys are not going to get to smell cypress tonight, but the next one should. I think it's cypress.
Sorry.
No, we're good. Okay, so cypress helps to promote circulation in the body. So if we go back to that, you don't have to really go back to the image, but that image that you guys saw of the thigh, okay, might be a good place to apply some cypress as you're preparing for that special night. All right. Or morning, afternoon, whatever. All right. Orange oil. So orange oil is one that just helps you to feel youthful, young, fresh, happy. It's one that's used in dentist offices. They did some studies on dentist offices that use citrus oils and specifically orange as their patients were coming in, and it helped to reduce the nerves. So, you feeling nervous? Orange oil. And I think that's it. One thing I did not read, I'm going to take the time to do that really quickly, is just some reasons. So if you are somebody who's struggling with low libido, I'm just going to list out some reasons why that might be, just to help you kind of think through that. So it could be birth control that you're on. A lot of times birth control impacts libido. Once again, because it's messing with hormones, right? Could be menopause, could be aging. Stress, I think, is probably the #1 thing for females in libido. If we can reduce the stress and get our heads in the right place, then the libido can go up. Depression and anxiety can impact. Trauma, past traumas can impact, and issues in marriage. So obviously, once you can kind of like figure out, okay, what is it that I'm dealing with? Is it something that I can solve? I feel like it's always something we can solve, right? Whether it's through counseling or therapies, things like that. Whether it's finding ways to reduce our stress, using essential oils, obviously for that. Maybe finding another form of birth control that isn't causing the low libido issues. Healthy diet can help. Getting hormones, like we talked about with supportive oils, can help a lot. And the big one, guys, it is stress, and we all deal with it. So we have to continue to make it a priority to handle our stress, find ways to deal with it in a healthy way, because it is so important. I'm learning more and more about the importance of reducing our stress, because it is a cascading, not just talking about sex, but in every area of our life, stress leads to so many other issues. So let's get a handle on it. With that, I'm going to let you be stressed for a minute up front. I'm going to sit down.
I'm almost finished my
Oh,
portion.
you're all done. Oh, you're going to be all loosey-goosey.
Cheers.
Okay, here we go.
I also have a backup plan. Jerry Stuckert, my husband of almost 2.5 years. We can't really call 3 yet.
It's only February. October's a ways away still.
I will be driving home later. That sounds great. Oh, that's bright.
Yeah.
Although I did try to dress the part because I thought I was doing the Libido for men by myself. So I've got this mustache. I gotta find. I don't know why it's not sticky though. Where's the sticky part? But then Jerry said, "Oh, I could tell some stories." I'm like, "You go right ahead. No problem."
I raised my hand earlier, but I didn't get called on.
Go ahead. Tell us why.
Because I searched all over the ylang-ylang fields in Ecuador and with someone, and we found people.
Did you find people?
We were not the people, but we found
We were like, we're gonna find the people. And we did their little thing right there. And they were
so fun. So, I might need you to click for me. I don't.
Yep.
And Jared, the oils are
I'm
behind
also
you.
doing the live stream with my phone, so just so you can tell.
And also, I know some of you have some testimonials, and after we're finished teaching this portion, we're going to take a little break to change how we're live streaming, and finish our portion in the lifestyle group. So be prepared with your testimonials. Susie Day, I know you have one in particular. I wanted to come back to you about Endoflex, so just note that for future, okay? But if there are other people in the room that have some of those testimonials, I'd love to hear them in as we're switching gears. All right, so how do you get your husband on board with oils? 2 ways. Bring oils into the bedroom or bring home a paycheck by sharing your oils.
Those are great.
Right? That's good. Yeah.
Pass and pass.
Here, come over here. All right, so we're going to talk about some oils that spruce him up, get the blood pumping, and help him stand tall and proud.
Seems kind of weird.
If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. This is so cheesy.
Okay, good.
Okay, all right. So we're going to...
Usually I'm not allowed to be in this class. They lock me up in the bedroom.
It's true. All right, so the first one we're going to pass is Mr. And this is one that I actually had to borrow because I don't own this. We don't own this one, Jer. But it's good for men and women because as we mentioned before, yes, progesterone and estrogen, but also healthy levels of testosterone. I know a lot of women who are deficient in their testosterone and are starting to supplement. So these are some of these oils that we're going to talk about tonight may be helpful to you as well. Sage, fennel, lavender, myrtle, peppermint, and yarrow was originally formulated for him to help balance the male energies. This can be applied to the ankles and front and back of pubic bones. Where are those? Kidding. This is a little side note. If you ever get that instant feeling of needing to rip off your clothes because it feels like a heat wave just hit you, this one can be great for you to use on a daily basis. All right, let's go to Idaho Blue Spruce.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
This is my favorite one.
All right, you talk then.
Well, if you saw me on stage at one of our Ignite events in the past, you can see that I talk a little bit about this in our men's panel, but Idaho Blue Spruce is my go-to. This is the ultimate oil that I've talked with many, many, many men in men's groups about, and this is the one that put it on the inner thighs maybe 10-15 minutes before you want to get going, and you can also, it's not a hot oil, so you don't have to worry about men's sensitive parts as well. So that's somewhere else that this can be applied, and it is a game changer. It's definitely a starter.
So part of what it says here too, you can use it with coconut oil or add it to one of the massage oils that we're going to talk about tonight. It's great to incorporate during pre-game. With a little play massage.
That's the men's term, as I get it.
Like this. This is why you're not usually invited into the room. Yeah, but he's exactly right. Yeah.
Before the 2-minute warning or the week we have the Super Bowl thing.
Tell your guy not to worry. He won't struggle with standing at attention long after the act is done. God made these oils, and He knows when enough is enough. I am reading the script, people. I am reading the script, and I've had this much wine.
Oh my
The
goodness.
script is,
All right, next is goldenrod.
The script is accurate.
Okay, goldenrod. Goldenrod. Everyone with me, ready? Goldenrod. All right, so pass the oil, please, Jer. Get the schoolgirl giggles out. The name is perfect. The name says it all. If you're looking for a goldenrod, then this oil should go in your loyalty order. just do a quick order right now so you don't have to wait any longer. Typically use it in a love potion. It doesn't smell the best, so definitely mix it with something like the Joy maybe to just sort of balance out the scent of it. But use it on inner thighs and work your way up. Okay, I'm not going to read the next sentence. Keep going.
I mean, I could add something if I really want to. I mean, this guy stood in the goldenrod field and it smells 100% exactly like the oil. And
In Mona.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you were there.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Each season we try to go and see where it's at. I stayed out in the field and really have the men.
What's the line?
Pretty soon you will have a goldenrod on your hands or in your hands. I mean, it's good.
I'm sweaty now. All right, so nutmeg. Nutmeg's the next one. Now, I brought Vitality nutmeg tonight. I noticed we passed Endoflex Vitality, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. So just again, if you're new, Vitality oils have a white label on them, so they're indicated generally safe to ingest. But they're the same exact oil as what you can get in maybe a 15 ml bottle with the
Like on the screen.
solid color, like on the screen. Yeah, so the nutmeg I'm passing around tonight, you could add to a coffee or a tea or something like that. But nutmeg in particular is to get circulation going and the blood pumping, y'all. Love making is a great cardio workout. Pair these two together and you'll be rocking and rolling. Okay.
What are these accents?
I know, these are crazy.
No, the accents. Not that.
Oh, this is just
Y'all,
this.
come on, party.
That's what it says, y'all. I'm
No,
reading.
it's the boot sleeve.
All right. Okay, so oils that don't care what gender you are. Next slide. Did you want to
Slack.
nutmeg?
Oh, I'm just writing little
Y'all-
phrases for
y'all
all of our
loving
people.
this.
Y'all loving this? I put that on there.
Yes, all right. Hong Kwai. Another one I had to borrow from a friend. Does anyone own Hong Kwai? I'm just curious.
I do.
Me neither.
I do.
Oh, good. Amy's got it. You do not.
Not anymore right now. Ooh.
Really? Gotta remember that. Okay, so Andrea already mentioned Valor Liquid Courage.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hong Kwai has the highest sesquiterpene content of any Young Living essential oil. That
Really?
was so interesting because frankincense is sesquiterpenes. Andrea, take it away. Quick definition.
Sesquiterpene.
Right, well, they cross the blood-brain barrier. Blood-brain barrier. I only have a few sips of that wine, but they're ones that are good for brain, and they help to delete misinformation in cells.
So, but getting kind of going with that, Hong Kwai trees are ancient cypress trees that grow high in the mountains of Taiwan. They can grow to enormous sizes and live up to 2 millennia. Hong Kwai wood has long been used in the building of temples, royal palaces, and baths because of its beautiful look, wonderful smell, and its natural properties that allow the wood to last for hundreds of years. So diffusing it or using it in a relaxing bath is how it's recommended. So it's not necessarily one for topical use, but it could be. The other thing I wanted to mention earlier when we were passing Idaho blue spruce is to go along with Andrea's point about the Young Living farms. Nan's just gotten back from last month being at the Highland Flats Tree Farm in northern Idaho. And the Hassenritters were there too. Right at almost the border to Canada. We grow we harvest a lot of different fir trees from that area. So Idaho blue spruce and Idaho grand fir are two that you can purchase from the Young Living website easily. I also want to give a shout out to Evergreen Essence, which is a blend of those most used pine oils, and we're talking about distilled from the chipper, like with the needles and the sticks and the bark and the whole 9 yards, all pushed down into the big vats and created essential oils. If you haven't looked up our seed to seal processing, definitely take a look when you get a chance. Sorry, totally derailment.
No, it's fine. I want to add something to that. In the men's groups in our community, a lot of them talk about when those things are being distilled up in Idaho and whether there's groups like yours have been through. There's groups all the time, and people post it up. We just have this many more batches, this much more mulch has been created because the guys are like waiting for it to come back in the stock. It goes out and it comes back in. but they're making
Idaho blue spruce
and
in
it's
particular.
mostly right around now, so it's winter time is when they start to harvest that.
But they've also done a lot of really great testing, and now we can receive yield all the way through the summer too. So if you happen to be out on a trip, you can stop by any of our farms. They're open to the public, and they'll tell you all about it. All right, so a few diffuser recipes. I didn't write these down on this slide, so you can just write them on your notes. Oh baby, I'm ready for your diffuser. 4 drops of sensation oil, that blend. 2 drops of the hong kwai and 2 drops of lavender. That might be a signal to your significant other if there's ylang coming out of the bedroom that you're ready. You're putting yourself in the mood.
4 sensation. 2 hung
It
kwa.
looks like he has a mask on.
2 lavender. Okay.
Or confident breeze could be the other diffuser recipe. 5 drops valor. 3 drops hong kwai. All right, last but not least, your Shutron man.
This is what happens when you bring me up here.
So Shutron was released as cologne, but it is so much more than that. Have you ever heard of pheromones? Pheromones are behavior-altering agents. They are unlike most other hormones. They are ectohormones. They act outside the body of the individual that is secreting them. My 17-year-old needs this talk about cologne. All the stuff that goes into that. Most hormones just impact the individual secreting them, but ectohormones impact the behavior of another individual and can induce activity such as sexual arousal. Isn't science so cool? The chemical constituents in Shutron were made for a man to wear to attract a woman. He can wear it every day like cologne to boost his confidence. Ooh, I'm attracted. Wow. Oh. He can put it on his forearms, his shaft, and inner thighs.
That's got weird.
You said it.
Good thing I have long forearms.
Forearms.
Some like it scruffy and some like it silky. If you're the latter, then a Shutron shave is in the cards before this date. Just a little something more for your man if you like him silky smooth.
Hey, I don't judge. It's up top or down low.
I had to, y'all. This is just so cute. This sweet little recipe.
Besides the shaving cream, they have the cooling gel afterwards, the aftershave cream. That I like a lot better. That really, really helps, and I can wear that as a cologne.
We are going to do a giveaway for a Shutron and a shave cream in just a minute. But before we get there, Andre, what's our next slide? Are we close to the? I think we're close to the end. Okay. So before we move on, I just want to give a shout out because a lot of our presentation tonight came from Lucy Libido. I think it's a .com. And she is a registered trademark. So it's really important if you want to share any of this information that you heard tonight, that you can go to the original source. And we actually bought her brochures and her little drams to support her cause because we were presenting this publicly. Those of you who are in person are going to get an opportunity to win something right now and also make something before we leave. But this is, if you want, this presentation came right from buying this book. So you can go to her website and duplicate this in your own home, and it might not be so awkward instead of being in a room full of people at a community center in Peoria, Arizona. But I'm okay.
But look at this room. Everyone want to look at the camera back there and wave to everyone who's watching us online. We are streaming live inside the LWN lifestyle group, so they can all see your shiny faces.
Awesome. All right, so real quickly before we pause, Jared, because we're gonna have to do our change our slide thing. Okay, change our video. If you'll move for a second, we're gonna. Andrea mentioned these at the beginning of our class tonight, but our next in-person opportunity here at Rio will be March 7th, where we will talk about spring cleaning hacks. Also coming up in February, we have 2 other Zoom classes, so do check the Living Well Now page for the information. I think it's next Thursday the 16th and then the last Thursday of the month, brought to you by my brother Aaron. And then Andrea, next slide, should present April 4th, will be our Emotions and Oils class. So if you didn't get a chance to grab the wellness bundle, each of these classes you can come and be part of with the DIY and giveaways and things like that at an individual class cost. So that's what's coming up. We're going to pause there. You're going to pause your thing.
You want to say goodbye to the live streamers?
We're going to say goodbye to the live stream. Everybody turn around to that camera.
We can, we're actually on this one, but we can switch. Okay, now it's the other one.
All right, look at everybody and say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. And then we're going to stop live